I am tired of feeling buyer's remorse. I am tired of decluttering my beauty products, my makeup products, and feeling like I wasted money, time, and actual product. And if you feel the same way, it's likely because you're not considering your makeup preferences enough when shopping, or you're not actually noting why you decluttered a product in the first place and using that as data to prevent you from making the same mistake in the future. Hi gorgeous, welcome back to the beauty room. My name is Elchu if you're new, and today I am very excited to be talking crap about some of my more recent Sephora purchases that I regret buying. If you're subscribed to my channel, then you've probably watched some of my more recent shopping videos, and I've also shared with you my initial reviews on the products that I purchased while shopping. And now that I've had actual time with these products, I've played with them, I've seen how they've compared to all of my other favorites, I wanted to follow up on the products that I wouldn't recommend or repurchase in the future. And although I feel like I am great at being critical before making purchases, I also feel like I am terrible at listening to my intuition. But something I've been practicing a little bit more lately to prevent buyer's remorse in the future is keeping a mental note of why I decided to declutter a product, why it didn't work for me, and if it was actually worth buying for content. So hopefully in this video I can help you do the same by sharing with you why I regretted a makeup purchase. Keep in mind, just because I say I regret this makeup purchase doesn't mean the product is actually bad. I will go into detail as to why I did or did not like the product. If you do like the product, take everything I said with a grain of salt. Makeup is so personal, and these opinions are all based on my own biases. Lastly, I would love to hear your ideas on how I can get insight and input on what is actually worth buying and trying for the channel. So if you have those ideas, let me know in the comments below, because I have yet to figure that out. The first product is something that I'm actually using on my skin right now. So again, this isn't a bad product, but it is the Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Pressed Powder. I shouldn't have bought this, and I kind of knew the second I actually read the description of what this product was that it wasn't really worth the price or the purchase, but something in me did not listen to my own intuition. So this is just a simple, basic pressed mattifying powder. I would consider it a touch-up powder more than anything else. I don't use it for setting powder, and I don't even think it's meant for setting powder. It was about $40-something, and I got the 20% off Rouge discount, but since then they've raised the price to $52, which is absolutely insane. So when I originally saw that this product was going to be released, I was really excited about it because I do really love Hourglass powders, and I felt no differently about this. I was like, ooh, Hourglass is coming out with what looks like a setting powder, and then I actually read the description and realized it was more of like a translucent, mattifying, touch-up pressed powder. And when I read that, I did question myself and ask myself if that is actually worth $40-something. But the reason why I rushed into buying it without really listening to my intuition is because it came out just in time for the Sephora sale. And my rule of thumb when shopping for a sale is that if I was going to buy it anyways for full price, then I might as well buy it during the sale. However, it didn't really work in this case because I needed to sit on this purchase a lot longer than I did. And although it is beneficial for my channel to share this information with y'all and let you know that this was not worth the price, it does feel a little regretful because it's like I could have saved my $40-50 on this, you know what I mean? So I am using it. I do like it. I use it every time I film. I kind of use it to blot out my oily areas, and it is beneficial for those of you who have oily skin and you want just like a good touch-up powder. But in the end, I already have the NYX mattifying powder, which is so much cheaper than this. I usually throw that one in my bag with the puff, and it does the same exact thing, literally no different. There's nothing special about this product. So if I were to go back in time, I would have just screamed at myself a little bit louder and told myself that I had to wait a few more months before deciding to make the purchase. The next product that I do not recommend, especially if you have oily skin, and I kind of regret buying it for similar reasons also, it's the Laura Mercier foundation. So I was really interested in this when it first released, but then I swatched it in the store and saw that it was like a very watery, oily consistency and was automatically turned off by it, and I noted to myself that I wasn't going to buy it even for the channel. But then this product went viral and I saw it on Glamzilla's skin and I was like, maybe I should give it another chance. And because it went viral, I thought it would be valuable to talk about on my channel, which I still think it is. I feel like this wasn't a purchase that I regret buying for my channel at all. And I do have a full review video of this product on my channel and I gave it a pretty decent review. The biggest downside about this is, like I said earlier, it is a very oily texture, like kind of greasy in a way. And in order to prevent that from affecting your makeup is by taking a sponge and patting it out before you set it with powder. What I absolutely love and what gave this such a good review is that the skin tone match was nearly perfect on me. It also is very lightweight on the skin and it is truly long lasting and transfer proof, which I really like. So this isn't a bad product. The biggest downside is just that it's so oily that over time I think I stopped wanting to wear it because of the oily texture on the skin. Like, even though it's lightweight, I think the oily texture just makes my skin feel kind of wet and I do not like that. And at the end of the day, my skin does look a little bit more greasier than other foundations. So for that reason, I can't recommend this for oily skin and I wouldn't repurchase this. I'm going to use it because I own it and I do like it for the transfer proof reason, but other than that, it didn't become my favorite, most recommended foundation. And on top of that, I bought the One Size mattifying waterproof setting spray during the Sephora sale, and this solved all of my transfer proof problems because I was originally wearing this over the Estee Lauder Double Wear because it was transfer proof, but it didn't have like the heavy cakiness that the Estee Lauder one does, so it was easier to wear. But once I got this, I was able to make almost any of my favorite foundations almost transfer proof, and for that reason this kind of solved all of my problems, and now I don't need a specific transfer proof foundation for long wear days. Sticking to the complexion products that I also regret buying, I actually posted a full video review of this on my channel, so it was kind of worth buying because I did a full review, but the only thing is that it didn't perform as well as I thought it was going to be, and that's kind of the challenge about making content and makeup reviews. It's like you don't really know what's going to perform well, and in general I think reviews don't perform well as they used to, so I'm trying to do more of these product roundups because I think they're a little more valuable and you can get more reviews in one video. With that being said, it is the Fenty Beauty We're Even Concealer. I have the shade in 300N. If you want an in-depth video review, you can go watch that. I'll link it in the cards. But the reason why I regret buying this is because it just didn't work out for me. It is specifically more of an under eye concealer, and under my eyes it was just very dry throughout the day. It wasn't as hydrating as I thought it was going to be, like it was marketed. I did use it in other areas of my face and it worked okay. It's more of a medium coverage, so I didn't find it valuable for spot treating or anything like that. And the shade range, although Fenty Beauty is initially so inclusive, for some reason I cannot find like my perfect shade in Fenty Beauty, which is so unfortunate, and this is one of those examples. And in the end, it's just a mediocre concealer. So for that reason, I do have some buyer's remorse from it. Is it the worst concealer I've ever tried? No. If this was the only concealer I owned, I think I could have made it work and I would have been satisfied and happy with it. But at this point, there's so many better hydrating concealers out there, like the Kulfi concealer, that it's just not something that I would recommend. Let's talk about blush. Yes, you might be shocked that I am including the Patrick Ta Double Take Cream and Powder blush in this video, but it's not really the formula that I regret or the product itself that I regret. It's the shade that I got that I regret, and this is in the shade Just Enough, which is the cool toned viral pinky color that everyone seems to be obsessing over. I also got the shade and She's the the moment, which is more of like a coral peach. And that color I do not regret buying at all. But this one I should have thought twice about. And the reason why I bought it is because I'm still on the hunt to try to find like my perfect cool tone pink, because as much as I love peachy and orangey blushes, I want to go out of my comfort zone. And the reason why I don't leave my comfort zone is because there's nothing else that works on my skin, it feels like. And this was the perfect example of, you know, making that mistake one too many times. It's definitely not saturated enough for my skin tone. It appears very kind of like ashy on the skin, especially the powder. The cream is okay, but the powder was more of the problem. Not only that, it has kind of like a shimmer or sheen to it, which looks even worse on the skin because it doesn't really work with my brown skin tone. It's kind of mixed with this white pinky base, and then you have more of like a sheen kind of glitter to it, and it just does not make my cheeks look flattering at all. So if I could go back in time, I would have returned this. I was really curious about it because it was a new launch. Again, it would be good to talk about it on my channel, but I then realized it was a mistake. But I think with this one, I was very excited about it and I had high hopes that it would work for me, but it just doesn't. It's a very dusty, light, cool tone pink that I feel like works better on cool tones than brown and deep skin tones. So for that, I don't want to make the same mistake again. And I think it's okay to be searching for the right color for you. But the problem with searching for what works for you is sometimes you have to buy things that don't end up working out. But this is just a reminder that it can be prevented by actually going into the store, swatching it, and seeing it for yourself. Speaking of Patrick Ta, this is another regret of mine. It is the Patrick Ta Major Volume Plumping Gloss, and this is in the shade Say Less. I bought this at Sephora and I already have his like holiday one, the clear version, and I really liked this gloss, so I thought I was going to like this color and this formula, but instantly when I put it on in the car, I knew it was just not for me. The reason for that is, one, the color is so opaque. You might be wondering why I picked like a milky pink, and it's because I wanted to wear it with a lip liner, which it does work with, but because the formula is so thick, sticky, and pigmented, you have to be very careful and use a very small amount. I feel like it would have worked better for me if it was still that pigmented, creamy texture with a slight more sheerness so that it could blend on the lips a lot better. But the actual formula mixed with the pigmentation of this does not work well. If you apply too much, this will not look good, even paired with a lip liner. It's such an opaque pink. You have to use a very light amount, and for that reason I just don't reach for it as often as I would like. I think if you are a lighter skin tone, this might actually be a beautiful milky pink for you, but because I bought it with the purpose of knowing to wear it with a lip liner, it's just hard to work with. Not only that, if you do apply too much of this lip gloss, it gets kind of like stringy and like streaky on your lips, and I just do not like that. I am a big fan of the clear OG Patrick Ta plumping gloss, but for some reason this shade in particular did not work for me, and I don't know if the other cream shades are like that. So this is my reminder to be a lot more careful when picking out colors like this. I did swatch it in store, but I still thought I would be able to make it work, and sometimes you just don't know until you apply it on the lips. Another lippy that I regret purchasing is actually from Summer Fridays, and this is another example of me not listening to my intuition, my criticism. I knew, even in my criticizing new makeup releases video, I talked about how I don't think this is going to be for me. I don't think that I'm going to like it. I swatched it even in the store in a shopping video, and I was like, it's okay, it's mediocre. But then there was another day that I went to Sephora, specifically Kohl's Sephora, and I swatched all of them on my hand. They weren't like messed up testers, and for that reason I think it was a little bit more intriguing for me. I swatched all the colors and it looked really nice on the hand, and it actually seemed a lot glossier than I expected it to be. So I went ahead and decided to make the purchase because I thought I was going to be proven wrong. However, I wasn't, because again, just like the Patrick Ta lip gloss, when you swatch it on your hand, sometimes it is different than swatching it on your lips, and the second I put this on my lip, I knew I had made a mistake. And the reason for that is because I do prefer more of a sticky lip oil, something that leans more towards a gloss rather than a true lip oil, because I feel like lip oils don't really do anything for me. I don't think they moisturize my lips any better. They're just greasy on the lips. They don't last long on the lips. I'm so sorry if you like lip oils, but this is my opinion. And they always, like, if they have color to it, they kind of create like this streaky line on my lips, and it does not work well for me, and I don't think they're worth the money, especially buying from Sephora. From the drugstore, a little bit different, but from Sephora, that means that the lip product is probably going to be like $20 to $30, and it's usually not worth paying that much money for lip oil. Even the Dior lip oil, $40 freaking dollars, but the Dior lip oil I liked because it wasn't really a lip oil, it was a gloss. And that's what I thought this was going to be when I swatched it, but I soon realized it was closer to a true lip oil with a very slightly tacky base. I also got one of the deepest shades I think that they have, and it was a lot streakier on my lips. It does not last long, it does not add any extra moisture, and it's actually very sheer. The one good thing I can say about this product is that it does feel really nice on the lips in terms of consistency, and it also gives you a really nice glossy sheen, which I enjoy. But other than that, there are better products that give me the same sheen and feel great on the lips. I don't think I needed to buy this, so I need to listen to my intuition and gut more when I see products like this. Even though y'all will tell me something is good, it doesn't mean I will like it, because just because you like something doesn't mean I'm gonna like it, and I have to remind myself of that, and I hope you can remind yourself of that too. If I like something and I describe it a certain way and it's not to your preferences, don't buy it. Remember your makeup preferences and stop buying things that don't align with it. Yes, I'm talking to you, but I'm also talking to myself here. The last product is actually kind of shocking because I didn't want to include it in this. I didn't want you guys to think that this is a bad product, so keep that in mind. It's not a bad product. I still think it's a great product and I do enjoy using it. It just doesn't have the usage that I hoped that it would have when I purchased it, and it is Urban Decay Face Bond Foundation. Yes, this is fairly recent and I really enjoy this. I've found ways to wear it that I really like. The reason why I feel like I shouldn't have bought this is because I realized it was more of a medium coverage. I tried to build this up to full coverage, but when I compare it to my full coverage foundations, I realized it just does not work the same. So this is something that I was expecting to be able to wear for like events and long wear, but the problem is it's not to the full coverage that I usually want for things like that, especially on camera. I can mix this with more of a full coverage concealer and can get it to work, but still sometimes when you have acne prone skin, you know what I'm talking about, it won't give you the coverage that you want. So for that reason, I don't think I should have purchased another foundation. Y'all know I have a lot of foundations, but for the sake of content, I do think it was worth it because a lot of y'all were so interested in this, and I'm happy to give you my thoughts and opinions. And again, it's not a bad product. I do enjoy using this. It's just when you compare it to everything else, did I need another foundation? No. Did I need a medium coverage foundation? No. And did I need a transfer proof one? No, because again, I bought the one size setting spray and that has solved all of my problems. Now, all of my current foundations that I didn't really like to wear because it wasn't transfer proof or long lasting, I was able to fix it with the setting spray. Like, this is a magical setting spray, okay? If you have the same problem as me with your current foundations, instead of buying more foundation, I would highly recommend trying this out. You can even buy the mini so you're not like wasting your money. You can see if it works. For me, it does work. It doesn't make your makeup completely transfer proof, but it definitely is an improvement to not using the setting spray. Again, for that reason, I don't regret buying this, and I will continue to buy foundation for content. But at the moment, comparing this to everything I own, it's not my favorite. But, you know, it could change in the future. Who knows, with the summer coming around the corner, maybe I might end up wanting to wear this more often because it's a little bit lighter on the skin. The next product might also be a little shocking for you. And again, it doesn't mean I hate the product, doesn't mean I don't like it. It just means I realize if you compare it to everything else, it's something that I might not have needed to purchase, but I'm glad I did so that I can share my thoughts and opinions with y'all. and that is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dew Drops. Okay, so again, I really do like this product. I love the dewdrop formula from Glow Recipe. Would still recommend it 100%. But did we need the Hue Drops when you have the dewdrops? No, you do not need it. And I'm talking to myself about this one because I soon realized that the Hue Drops really didn't make that big of a difference for me, especially when it comes to the glow on my skin. Dewdrops are just as glowy and nice, but it doesn't give you that bronze color. And this gives me that bronze color, but I don't think it was enough to really make a difference. And I also don't know if I like the way that my skin looks with the Hue Drops alone. For example, I could probably just wear the dewdrops alone and I would be fine leaving the house with it. But if I were to just wear the Hue Drops alone, I do not like the way that my skin looks because it just looks dirty, especially if you have hyperpigmentation and unperfect skin. It's like enhancing dark areas of your face that I don't really like. And both of these products work really well under makeup, so I feel like there was really no difference in performance with the Hue Drops versus the dewdrops. I think I could just stick with the dewdrops for the rest of my life and be happy with it. I am going to finish up this bottle and use it in the summertime. I actually don't have any more dewdrops. I feel like that's confusing. Dewdrops, Hue Drops. I'm trying to, point them out specifically so you don't get confused, but I actually ran out of the dewdrops and I'm going to finish up the Hue Drops probably during the summer before I buy another dewdrop to put under makeup. But again, I like this, but there's no difference that it really makes in comparison to the original formula. The formula is the same. This just has a bronze color, but even the bronze color I don't love as much and wouldn't wear alone, which kind of for me defeats the whole purpose because I'm gonna wear makeup on top of it anyways and it covers the bronze color, so like what's really the point here, you know what I mean? And the thing with like bronze drops is that you should be able to mix it up with other products to give you that bronzy tannish glow, and I feel like the bronze color on this is so sheer that I don't really find it valuable to mix with anything else. I might as well just use this to get the glowy mixture, and I don't usually do that because I have very oily skin. So keep that in mind if you also are interested in the Hue Drops and you already have the dewdrops. You don't need both. I would also keep in mind that the Hue Drops for some people, I think people who have more fair skin have been turning more orange on them, and a lot of people don't like it for that reason. Oh wait, I'm not done. I thought that was my last product, but no, I have to talk about this one, and this is one that I definitely will not recommend. But then again, I have really stubborn eyelashes, so take everything I say with a grain of salt depending on your lashes. But if you have lashes like mine, stick straight, Asian lashes, can't hold a curl, do not get this mascara because it is no different. And again, it's not a drugstore mascara, so she is pricey. It is the Refi mascara. I don't remember what it's called, but let's just call it the Refi. Oh, Lash Sculpt mascara. I was so excited, so intrigued by this. For the first time ever when it comes to mascara, I don't usually buy high-end mascaras for this reason because I don't like them, but I just love the actual shape of this brush. It has like this curve to it that kind of matches the curve of your actual eyes. And my favorite mascara, which is the L'Oreal Butterfly mascara, is similar. It's not the same, but it has a similar curve to it, and I absolutely love that. So I thought I would have the same feeling with this, but the actual brush is way too big for my eyes, and it's not curved in a way like the L'Oreal one that actually like makes it easy to get in there. It makes it more difficult to actually coat the lashes, and the formula is not that good and can't hold a curl, and it doesn't even volumize or lengthen my lashes in a way that makes a difference. And so for that reason, this was a waste of money. I don't recommend you purchase it. It was not the end all be all best high-end mascara. And again, I would recommend to go back to drugstore. This is the one product in the video that I would say that it is what I would consider a bad product. If you like it, then I'm so happy for you because I wish I liked it. But if you were eyeing this skip it, skip it. All right, so that was all of the makeup and beauty products that I regret buying within the past 6 months. Hopefully this video was helpful in reminding you to consider your makeup preferences when you're shopping and note down why you actually don't like something or decide to declutter something. I feel like it would be a good exercise to actually write it down in a notebook so that you can keep that in mind when you're shopping, because I hate this feeling of buyer's remorse. I hate this feeling of like, shouldn't have bought that. I think for me it's a little bit different because it is valuable for my content, and it will always be valuable for my content to be able to share with you why I do or don't like something. But from a personal money standpoint, it's always a little bit painful because you feel like you wasted your money, and that is something that I am trying to work on, is just being more thoughtful in my purchases for content. And I want to try to find a way to get your input and insight on what's worth purchasing, and I try to do that in my criticizing new makeup releases video, but sometimes y'all don't give me the best responses. So I want to find a different way to really get some insight on what's worth purchasing. But in the end, whether I like or don't like a product, I feel like it will save you money in the long run, so it will always be kind of valuable for me. Also, if you have any recent makeup purchases that you regret buying, let us know down in the comments below so that we can save our coin and not buy that product. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new to my channel. But as always, I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye!